Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? Good morning and welcome back to Morning Inspiration. This is the place where you get your super boost of inspiration every weekday morning at 9 a.m. And I am so excited to be back. Yes, I am back. A bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I am back. So good to see you all here this morning. Ready, and raring to go. So how have you been? Guys, how have you been? Come on, I want to see. A Free to Embrace is already saying feeling alive. Thank God for that. Come on, guys, let me know how you are feeling this morning. It has been a little while since I've done a live. It has been over 2 weeks. I'm not doing a live. I must admit I've had withdrawal symptoms. I have indeed. Good morning, Joe McPherson. Good to see you here this morning. Awaken, spirit free to embrace is saying. Grand Rising, Lorraine, Lolly L. Rollins. Good morning. Awakened spirit. Oh my goodness. Awakened spirit. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, for those of you who are just joining in, those of you who are late and you are on the replay, do remember to put hashtag replay and also let me know what value you get from these mornings. And for those of you who are here with me live and direct, good morning. This is Monday. This is Motivation Monday. Beauty, good morning. So guys, how have you been? How has it been for you? I know that lots of things have gone on in the 2 weeks. There's been lots of changes. Oh, bless you. Free to Embraces. I've missed you all too. I'm telling you, I've had some serious withdrawal symptoms. I've had to say to myself, no, you are on a break. Take the break. I've done a little bit of work in between, but there's been lots going on in the background. But I do recognise that there's been a lot of changes, a lot of things going on in the world. There's been a lot of changes to people's lives, especially those of us who are in the UK. Lots of restrictions been put on us and all kinds of nonsense. Let me just say it as it is. Nonsense. Okay? Breakdown of the word. Nonsense. But anyway, we are here for motivation. We are here to move forward. We are here to thrive. We are here to grow. We are here to support each other. This is what we're here to do. And those of you who are in business, those of you who need help in your life, those of you who need help in your health, your spirituality, your relationships, this is the place to be in the mornings. Now, there's lots of things going on. I'm telling you this. I am so excited. Good morning, Tony. Lovely to see you here this morning. I love it. There's so much things going on. But one of the things that I want to talk to you about this morning, this Monday morning, is your resilience. Because, and I know that we speak about resilience a lot of times, but this is a season. We are going into a season where we are all going to need resilience. We are all going to need it. So this morning is not a rah-rah morning. This morning is, let's have a deep dive. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk this through, because we are going into a season. Okay, we've already been in a season. We've already been in pretty much a storm. The world has been in a storm. If you don't know what I'm talking about what everybody's talking about. I'm talking about the state of the world, because the state of the world is going to have an impact on you. It's going to have an impact on your life. It's going to have an impact on your business, your health, your mentality, your spirituality, your relationships. It's impacting every element of your life right now. Our lives, all of our lives. None of us are exempt from this season that we're in. And we are about to go into another season. So I'm just going to say a few shout outs. Good morning, Amina. Good to see you here this morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you here. Thank you guys for joining me this morning for Morning Inspiration. So as I'm talking about resilience. I'm talking about having the capacity to recover quickly, because that's what resilience is. The capacity to recover quickly during difficult times, rough times, uncertain times. And my God, are we going through uncertain times at the moment? Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us, our health has been affected. Some of us, our mental health has been affected. Some of us, our relationships have been affected. Now, why am I talking about relationships? The reason why I'm talking about relationships in particular is because over the last 2 weeks I've been guests on quite a few different shows, and they've been asking me about relationships in terms of how people are getting on, and that's because so many relationships are breaking down because we've all been confined to one space. We know the story, right? All over the world. And this is where resilience comes in. Resilience comes into your business. Resilience comes into your life, your spirituality, how you are actually functioning and talking to yourself when you're by yourself, when you're with yourself, when no one else is there, or when someone says something quite negative to you. How do you bounce back? How are you able to navigate yourself in a way that's constructive for where you are now? Now, some of us, we're all in different places. We're all moving in different directions. We all want different things. But I think the one fundamental thing that we all want is peace of mind. I think that is the most fundamental piece of lifestyle culture that we all want, and that's peace of mind. So how do we get peace of mind, guys? We get peace of mind by becoming more resilient, by having that capacity, that ability to navigate our minds, change our mindset, move forward in a more productive way. So this is why I want to talk to you about resilience this morning, because there are many of us, and it doesn't matter where we are in our life. Some of us are coaches, some of us are, I'm going to be honest, there are moments in life, there are moments in the last 2 weeks where I've thought, is this a dream that I haven't woken up from yet? Is this what we're seeing? Is this really the state of the world? Because this year, 2020, looks completely different to 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016. Even if we go back to the year 2000, when there was a little bit of a bit woe, and all the computer glitches and all of that. Do you remember that? When we went through that process, but we came out the other side. We came out the other side. So I'm looking at this year. This year has been crazy for most of us. And in some respects, it's been good. In some respects, there's been a lot of positivity. But in other ways, there have been some really good things about this year. And I think we can all honestly say the same thing. Different episodes in our lives, but pretty much the same results in our lives. So this morning, I want to talk to you about becoming more resilient, because you are going to need it. You are going to need to really dig down deep, especially those of us who are self-employed, those of us who are consultants, those of us who are working in the community. This is the time where you're going to have to really start exercising those muscles, and it is very much like exercising those muscles in a gym. But again, it's all about being resilient and being able to recover quickly, and that means the mindset. So this is Monday, could call it Monday mindset, because we are having to readjust, realign, refix the way that we think. And so some of the things are a simple exercise for you this morning. And I don't know where many of you are this morning, because again, I've been away for 2 weeks, so I don't know where you are on your journey. I don't know if you're feeling slightly panicked. I don't know if you're thinking, well, what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't know if you're thinking, are my family safe? Am I safe? Is my business safe? Are my friends safe? You know, I don't know how you're feeling. I don't know how you're feeling hearing these things coming over the news, and the people who are running the country not knowing what they're doing. I don't know how that makes you feel. I don't know if that makes you feel uncertain. I don't know if that makes you feel like, what's my next step? I don't know how you feel. But I tell you what you could do. You could tell me how you're feeling on the comment thread. Just let me know how you are really feeling. Now, we can all say, yeah, I'm fine, I'm great, and I'm doing well. Yes, we know that. But how are you feeling in deep down inside, in your core? How are you really feeling? Because this is where we have to look at resilience. This is where we dig deep and then start to unpick and unravel what resilience really is. Too many times we lie. We lie. And this is not even Tuesday's truth. Many times we lie to ourselves and we're saying, I'm fine, I'm doing good. Many times we do that. But actually, we're feeling really uncertain. So I want to really go into that today, because I want us to build. I want us to be honest and us to build ourselves up, right? Now, I'm only going by the conversations that I've had over the last couple of days with people and feeling like a bit out of sorts with all of these things, because we know today new measures come in to place. We're reduced to 6 people in our homes, but yet still our children could go to school and be in a classroom full of 30 children. Makes no sense. You know, do you understand what I'm talking about? These are the things, and these are the things that have an impact on us in our subconscious. So I really want to address that today. You have a super subconscious mind, and sometimes the subconscious mind, the subconscious, we don't even understand why it's feeling the way that it's feeling. Right. Okay, so I want us to really be honest about how we're feeling. Your feelings are real. Yeah, your feelings are real. And I really just want to tap in. I don't have much time this morning because it's not going to be a long thing at all. Right? Free to embrace, which is I feel a whole mix of emotions with regards to my relationships, but have mastered them, mastered the art of resilience. And this is brilliant. This is brilliant. To master resilience puts you in a position where not many people are, to be fair, because even the masters of resilience haven't mastered it. None of us have, to be honest, because resilience is something that has to grow. It has to grow. It's not stagnant. Resilience is something that you forever have to build. It's like being let me use this example. Resilience is like being a world heavyweight champion. You have to train and be relentless in your training. But once you've had the fight and you've won the fight, do you stop fight? Do you stop training? No, you don't. Because you're going to have another fight and another one and another one to keep the title, to keep that medal that you have round your waist. And so if you're not continually doing this and practicing these exercises of building up your resilience, after a while, something will come and knock you the hell out. That's what will happen. So I'm just here to tell you and be honest with you. Even though you feel you've mastered resilience, you have not. None of us have. It is something that we have to work on continuously, every single day. And in this season, is every hour. because there will be something that will come and knock you out and knock you on your ass. Now, what Les Brown said, when you get knocked down, always try and fall on your back. Because if you fall on your back, that means you can look up. And if you can look up, that means you can get up. Right? And that's what Les Brown, amazing, right? Amazing motivational speaker. And this is what he says. So we've got a message from Amina. It says, although I'm fed up with the situation in the world, I refuse to let it take over my mind and life completely. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Free to embrace me. Listen to the recorded videos and stuff. Thank you for your honesty, guys. That's right. And many of us are fed up. And I'm glad Amina's used those words, fed up. I want you guys to talk back to me. Talk back to me this morning and tell me how you are really feeling. Because today is more about reconnecting. For me, it's about reconnecting with you. It's about finding out, where are you at? What do you need? Right? Because really and truly, me coming here is not about me. It can't be about me. It has to be about you. It has to be about helping and serving the community. You guys are my community. So I am here to serve. So for me today, this day, Monday's motivation is really to reconnect with you guys, because I've been away from you for a couple of weeks, over 2 weeks. Is to reconnect and also talk about, where your resilience is. Right, so Corinne is saying, good morning. I heard someone say we should go down with a getting up attitude. Oh, I like that. I like that. So when you're going down, when you feel like something has hit you and it's hit you so hard in your mindset, in that resilience in your mindset is saying, I'm going to get back up. I'm getting back up. I'm getting back up. If you see yourself like a punch bag that's on a spring, I have one in my garden, and when I'm feeling really frustrated, and I can't seem to get the words out, or sometimes I get so frustrated I just want to cuss and carry on. I really do, but I don't do that. I go outside in my garden and I hit this punch bag, and I think you've heard me talk about it before, but the punch bag is on a spring, so even when I hit it, what it does, even if it hits the ground, it'll hit the ground, but it will spring back up again. And that's the motion that we have to have. Good morning, Janelle. Lovely to see you here. Good morning, my darling. Good morning. So, resilience, that's what we're talking about this morning. We're talking about having the ability and the capability to recover quickly from difficulties. And we know that now, more than ever in this world, we need to have and exercise resilience. So, what are your skills in resilience? I think for me, being resilient means having the ability to never give up. Never being unable to throw in the towel. And so I think for me, the biggest help, if I'm going to give you a key to resilience, is having the ability and the tenacity to reframe any given situation. Well, what does that mean, Yvonne? What does that mean, reframing? Reframing means having been able to flip a situation on its side, on its back, on its front, upside down, round and round. It's being able to flip a situation and see it from another perspective. It means that you have to die to yourself. What does that mean, YvonneMichele? One of the reasons why we struggle with feelings of not being confident, low self-esteem, low self-worth, is actually because we are putting ourselves in the frame and looking at ourselves from a negative perspective. Seeing the negative, seeing the worst. So I could have woke up this morning and said, you know what, I can't be bothered. You know what, the world's in a terrible state. There's nothing to be inspirational about. There's nothing to motivate me. There's nothing good happening in the world. You know, my daughter's gone back to university, and I'm here, and you know, and it's gonna be, oh, let me just go here, it's gonna be lonely, you know, the energy is gonna be different, it's gonna be, and this is one of the reasons why, let me just go, as you see me sit upright, this is one of the reasons excuse me, one of the reasons why we cannot be resilient, right? This is one of the reasons why we cannot be resilient. And that is because we put ourselves in the frame. Take yourself out of the frame. The world is not about you. The world is not about me. It's about us. It's not about me, as in YvonneMichele. It's not about you, as in Amina. It's not about you, Free to Embrace Me. It's not about you, Jenna. It's not about you, Kiara. It's not about you, Corinne. It's not about you. So when you're struggling in your resilience and you're struggling to see the world from a different perspective, you've put it in a frame, in a box. Right? I look like I'm voguing, right? You put it in a box, and you've started to talk to that situation and only see it from your own perspective, or you see it from the government's perspective. But how about we look at it from a global perspective? What if we look about it in a way from a service perspective? What if we looked at it in a completely different manner? Just in a twinkle of an eye, just like that. Remember, I was just saying about it's going to be. You don't know what it's going to be because you don't have foresight. We only have hindsight. And even those people who were psychic and blah, 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 right? They can't see everything. Let me tell you that. They can't see everything. So we have to get out of this mindset, this talk set where we're saying it's gonna be. That's the first thing. Take that out of your vocabulary. That's number one. Number two is look at it from a different perspective. Look at the whole situation. And see what you can glean out of it. See what you can take the positive, because in every negative there is a positive. And in every positive, there is a negative to be found. And it's absolutely true. Joe McPherson said, I'm confused, scared, and lost regarding the events happening in the world and the types of people living in it. We are regrouping as a family and holding on strong through this mayhem. We will get through it together. Absolutely, we're going to get through it together. No man is an island, and no man can stand alone. We need to do this together. So the reason why, and I'm so glad you're being honest this morning. I'm so glad you're being honest this morning, because we need to have these conversations. It's all well and good me coming here and saying all these wonderful and brilliant things, but I want to touch your heart. I want to touch your soul, your spirit, the deepness inside of you that helps you to move forward, that helps you to thrive, that gives you the ability and the capability to move forward. Right? That's what this is about. So yes, morning inspiration is the rah, yeah, let's get you motivated. This is a super boost, charger boost for your day. But actually it's also to check in on you and see how you are. We are all human beings. We all have feelings. We all have thoughts. And we all have thoughts we have to cast down. Right? Oh, bless you. I've got one of my old students here. AA1 Yasin says, I hope you're well. It was my first week at college last week and I love it. I'm so glad that you've enjoyed college, and I really want you, Yasin, to put your best foot forward and give it 100%, because now is the most important time of your life, right? And you can do anything you put your mind to. I want you to just focus on that and be a good student. And I know you have the ability to be a good student. Now you see that there's people from all ages here on Morning Inspiration, and it's really important for me that I get it right. Oh, thank you for helping me, and I will do absolutely anything you need, Yasin. Please don't hesitate to ask contact me and let me know. Yasin was one of my students from years ago, and still keep in touch, and I'm so glad, so proud of him as well. So yes, so going back to what I was talking about and being resilient, I want you guys to really, really be honest and really let's look at how we can help each other to grow. So I know that this is a difficult time, but we are going to bounce back. We are going to do great things. We are going to build great communities. We are going to build great businesses. We know that the world is in a recession, but we're still going to serve our community. We are still going to do the things that we know we were born to do, and we're going to do it well, and we're going to be resilient with it. So, as I said, reframing, I want you to look at the situation, and the best thing I want you to do, this is an exercise that I use all the time, really, really simple, and you don't have to go anywhere to do it. You can stay right where you are, sitting in the seat you are, in your house, wherever you are, walking down the road, wherever you are. Right, so something that helps you to reframe. Okay, so I want you to imagine, you look at the situation from where you are. You're watching the news and it's all doom and it's all gloom. You're looking at the statistics in your business. It's all doom, it's all gloom. All right? You're looking at your health and it's doom and it's gloom. You've put on weight on top of the weight that you put on before lockdown. Right? Because I know that's somebody's testimony. You want to lose the weight, the lockdown weight, and the weight that you put on before lockdown. All right, so your health is at risk. Your relationship, you're not getting on with your partner. You seem to be at loggerheads. You cannot talk to each other without arguing. What I want you to do is take a step back. Take a step back, and when you take a step back, I want you to take a breath. And once you've taken that breath, I want you to take another step back. Right? Take another step back. Joe McPherson is saying true. And is that about the weight, Joe? I don't know what the truth is because you're laughing. But I know that to be true because that's my testimony. And I know that I'm not alone in that. So I've put on some weight in lockdown. And there was some weight that I put on before lockdown happened because I was in Barbados enjoying myself. In Oystins. Okay, let me just say hello, right? And so there was weight before the lockdown, and now there's weight on the lockdown that I would like to release, right? Okay. So when I look in, let me just go to the weight thing, and you can put this to any situation. When I look in the mirror, I see a lot more than what I want to see. Okay, so I'm looking directly in the mirror as I'm looking directly into the screen. But if I take a step back from the mirror and I take a breath, when I look at myself in the mirror, actually what I see has changed because I've changed my position, right? That's the first thing. I've changed my position. So in reframing, we know that we have to change our position, right? The second thing I've done, I remember I said I've taken a breath. Why am I taking a breath? Because most of the time when we are up against it, we stop breathing in the normal way. We hold our breath. We become anxious and we don't even realize, we become frightened, fearful. We don't even realize that we are not breathing. We're breathing to live, don't get me wrong, but our breathing pattern, the way that we breathe has changed. When your breath coming into your body is changed, it has an impact on your mind. I'm just going to let that sink in. When you're breathing in, it has the breath that you have has an impact on your mind. It here first. Because when you hyperventilate, let me just say to prove what I'm saying. When you hyperventilate, what happens? Do you not become dizzy, lightheaded? You do. It has an impact on your brain, on your thinking. So the first thing I'm saying to you in reframing is powerful to building your resilience muscle. This is what I'm saying. So you've taken a step back. So you're in a different position. You've taken a breath because you now want to feed your brain with the right energy, with the right gases, CO2, all of those things, right? You want to give your brain what it needs. Those are key things. And remember what I said, when you're anxious, when you're fearful, when you're unsure, when you're living in uncertainty, your breathing patterns change, right? If you don't believe me, go and look it up in a medical book. And I'm telling you the truth, okay? So all you have to do really is look at that, take a step back, take a breath, close your eyes and see the situation for what it is. See it for what it is. Feel that fear, feel it anyway. And then say to that emotion, okay, I am now making a decision. And my decision is that this thing is not going to beat me. It's not going to take me out. It is not. Yoga is very good for your breathing. Absolutely, Joe. Thank you for that. It is brilliant for your breathing. And I've had to learn a few little bits of yoga, actually, to be honest, Joe, through pain, because breathing can take away your pain also. All right, let me just say. Good morning, Veronica. Good to see you here. Good morning, Taylor Shay. Good morning, darling. How you doing? Hope your night was well. That's my daughter, by the way, who's now gone back to university. So, getting back to it, let me just finish off. You take a step back, you take a breath. You then look in your mind's eye, because we have to connect with our own thinking. We have to take responsibility for how we think. We do. Right? And so you're now going to look at that perspective. I want you to imagine if you was on top of a multi-story car park. You're at the bottom of it. You see the situation for what it is. I use this example all the time. You see the example. You can see the mayhem, all the calamity that's going on, the uncertainty, the fear, all the negative mindset. But if you are on the floor and that's what you see, I want you to take a step back and I want you to go higher. I want you to take yourself higher. I want you to take your thinking higher. I want you to go higher, literally higher. So in your seat, just see yourself rising up. See yourself being higher than the situation. Oh, free to embrace it. Just stop me in my tracks. We should be paying you for this coaching. Yeah, you should be. But it's free for now. It's not going to be like this forever. Right? So you're going to look at this from a different perspective. So I then want you to see what you see, but see yourself higher than the situation. So when the government is saying you have to be in this bubble and you can't have more than 6 people around you, right? You've got to go higher. And thank you very much, Free to Embrace. You've got to go higher like the eagle. The eagle goes above the wind. Remember, I love you, Free to Embrace Me. Thank you so much, because you just clicked something in my brain to give to you. If you watch the Eagle series, you would have heard me say that when the storm comes, the eagle, so you've got the storm here, but the eagle goes above the storm. This is a key to resilience and also resilience. Yeah, this is a key to leadership. The eagle flies and is in the storm, but goes above the storm. So the storm is going on below, but the eagle is above it and is able to see what's going on for how it really is, for the truth, for the honesty, for the awareness. The eagle sees it. And so I want you to take yourself above the storm, above what you see. Because, guys, we are above. We are not beneath. We are above. We are not beneath. I came here this morning to tell you this. You are above and not beneath. See the storm for what it is. There is two elements of a storm. You can either go above it or you go through it. Either way, you're going to come out the victor in it. I'm going to end on this. I saw a video and heard a story of a man who was teaching his daughter to drive. And as they started on their journey, the weather changed really quickly. His daughter was an unqualified driver and she got scared because the storm, the rain was coming, and as she was driving, the rain was getting heavier and heavier and heavier. The windscreen wipers, she put them up and they were going quite fast, and it was coming, the rain was just coming and beating on the car, beating on the car, beating on the car. And her dad sat next to her, right? He just sat with her. And she said, "Dad, should I pull over?" And he said, "No, baby, keep driving." So as she continued on the journey, the rain kept coming and it got fierce and it was windy and there were other cars on the road, right? Other cars on the road. That's what it was. There was loads of other cars on the road. And so they're splashing, and the young girl, she's driving and her heart's racing and she's scared because she's not a qualified driver. In fact, she hadn't even taken the car out that often. And she said, "Dad, should I pull over?" He said, "No, baby, just keep driving. Keep driving. Whatever you do, just keep driving. Take your time and keep driving." So she continued to drive. And the storm just became so intense. And what she noticed is that other cars were pulling by the wayside. They were pulling over. And she said, "Dad, should I pull over?" He said, "Baby, keep driving. Keep driving." And so she's driving. And now this time she's almost close to tears. And she's like, "But you know what? I'm with my dad. And if anything's going to happen, my dad's with me." All right? And they're driving. And he's like, "That's right, baby. Just keep driving. Keep your eye on the road and just keep driving. Don't worry about the storm. Don't worry about the storm. The storm will pass." She carried on driving and noticed even more cars on the wayside, noticed people just pulling over, and she just continued. She trusted her dad to go through. And as she continued to drive, it was like within maybe 10 minutes of intense driving with the rain beating on the car, the windscreen wipers flapping so fast that she could hardly see. They were coming like this. She could hardly see anything. But eventually, it was almost immediate. The storm stopped. And when the storm stopped, her dad said, "Now pull over." And she said, "Okay." So she pulled over and he said to her, "Baby, what did you learn from driving today?" And she said, "I learned to just keep going, just keep going." He said, "What else did you learn?" What else did you learn from the experience? She said, I learned that I was so scared and that I could do it and that you were with me and I trusted you. I've got more trust in you, Dad, because you trusted me. He goes, what else did you learn? She said, what else was there to learn, Dad? And he said to her, you had two choices. You could have either drove through the storm or you could have stopped and pulled over. You had a choice, a decision to make. And what you did is you, as you listened to me and you said go, I said go through, you went through the storm. Those other vehicles are still in the storm. Those who stopped are still in the storm. And they are in the eye of the storm. But if you keep going, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how your heart is racing, regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of the fact that you can't see and the windscreen wipers are going 10 to the dozen, no matter what you do, you keep going, you will come out on the other side. So I want to encourage you this morning to keep going. I want to encourage you to build your resilience muscle. The last thing I want to say to you on that story is having trust and faith in a higher source, in a greater source, in the source that will guide you and lead you and say, keep going. If you hear that still voice and it tells you, keep going, just keep going. Have the faith today in your ability. Have the faith today in your own capability that you can make it through, because you can, you will, and you must. This is what I have to deposit for you today on Morning Inspiration. I hope that this has helped you. I hope that this has encouraged you to be who you are, to be resilient, to trust yourself, to build that muscle. I hope that, as we know that the resilience is the capability to recover quickly. So regardless of where you find yourself, if you find yourself in the storm, you have two options. You can go above the storm. Because if you go above the storm is not going to touch you. It's not going to take you out, and you will be in a position to help others if you go above the storm. And this is where I want to see you guys, above the storm. But if you find yourself in a place where you're in the storm and you can't get above it, meaning you're positioning, go through it and don't stop. Do not stop. Just keep going. Keep going. Find yourself a coach. Find yourself a mentor that will help you to get through. Speak to your friends, speak to family, speak to anybody who will listen, who has your best interest at heart. The storm is passing over, guys. It is. But you have the ability to rise above it or go through it. What you don't have the ability to do is to let it take you out. Not on my watch. This is your girl, YvonneMichele. And I'm back. I am back with Morning Inspiration. And for those of you who know me, let me just let you into a little secret. I've got a secret. After Dark is back tomorrow, the relationship show. And I have now got After Dark Pleasures, which means I am now selling adult novelty toys. I am indeed. Go to my website. It's www.yvonnemichele.com/After Dark Pleasures. And there's lovely lingerie. There's a bit of lingerie. There's a couple of bits of nice item of clothing. There's some, nice snickers, and lots of other delightful things. So please do go over to my website, www.YvonneMichele.com/after dark pleasures. Beauty said, needed this morning. Thank you. You are welcome. Verona Faye, how are you, darling? We got to catch up. I've been away for 2 weeks. Got to catch up. I've missed you all so much. I'm telling you, I've missed you all. Amina saying, yes, Yvonne. Boom. Veronica saying, faith without work, faith without action is dead. Absolutely. Joe McPherson saying, the storm will pass. Hold on tight. Absolutely. Lolly Lorraine is saying, very nice things on the website. Thank you so much. Listen, I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I love you guys. I love you so much. And I've missed you. I've missed you. And I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday's Truth. Oh, yes. Take care, guys. Take care. Oh, I will be back. Let me just